Moment of truth. Is it shocking to know that as ladies, most of us, I'm saying most of us because I was there before. I still mix it up sometimes. Don't know how to calculate our menstrual cycle. Let's get into it today. Hi, my health champions. This is Victoria of Educator, and we'll be talking on how to calculate our menstrual cycle today. To calculate your menstrual cycle, you need to note the day you start a particular period till the start of another period. That's like this day you start to bleed for a particular month till you track the days till the time you start again for another month. That's like within the space of a month to another, like 1 month interval. It might be more than a month, but then when you start bleeding this month till when you start bleeding next month, you track the days. That's just it basically in simple and short form. But then we're going to break it down further. The end of a particular cycle begins when you start bleeding, and the start of another cycle begins that same time. So you end a particular cycle and start another immediately you start bleeding again. So basically, a perfect example that I would just like to give is that imagine you starting your menstruation January 1st. Maybe you started menstruating, you started bleeding January 1st. Then you know that from January to December, the cycle that was there has ended, and then another one started immediately you start bleeding. So that's like January 1st till from December to January 1st, there was a cycle which ended January 1st that you start bleeding, and then another one started again the same January 1st and will continue. So if you have a 28-day cycle, like if your cycle is usually 28 days, around 28 days, you're most likely to see your next period by 29th of January. So when you see your next period by 29th of January, you know that that January cycle has ended, then another one is starting afresh. I hope you get what I'm saying. So generally, our cycle varies. You might have 28 days for this particular cycle that is ongoing, and then have 29 days for the next, have 30 days for the next one, have like maybe 28 days for this particular one, have like 35 days for the next one that is coming. But for you to be able to know the average number of days your cycle takes, you need to track your period for at least 3 to 6 months. Then you'll be able to say that, then you'll be able to confidently say that your cycle spans between period of 28 days, period of 30 days, period of 35 days, period of 29 days averagely. So by tracking your period, you can easily ascertain the days that your ovulation period will be. You can estimate your ovulation period to prevent unwanted pregnancy. Consistency is key, right? For anything we're doing, we need to be consistent. So you need to consistently track your period to be able to know the average days your menstrual cycle takes. Then ways that we can track this period, they are very very easy steps now that we have our phones and everything. We can use tracking app to track our periods. That's like very very easy to do. We can note it down on calendars. We can also use journals. We can also record our symptoms on tracking app and know your menstrual symptoms, for you to be able to know if the symptoms are the same or there's a change in your symptoms. You can also note it down in your journal or note it down on the calendar that they want maybe your symptoms for the period. But consistency is key, right? You cannot easily do this thing if you are not consistent with tracking your period. Important reasons why you should always track your period and know your menstrual cycle. Number one, to know the average number of days that your cycle takes. To be able to balance it out. Normally A normal cycle is supposed to be between 21 to 35 days. So you'll be able to balance it out if it is lesser than that and if it is higher than that. So you'll be able to know if you need to visit the hospital for your cycle or you are fine. Number two, to track your ovulation period to prevent unwanted pregnancy. So you'll be able to track your ovulation period. The ovulation period is usually at the middle of the cycle. So if your cycle period takes 28 days, you know that day 14 is your ovulation day. Basically, in summary and in short, it's just for you to count to note the first day of your period till the next time you are going to see another period. Count the days to determine your menstrual cycle, to determine the days that is in your menstrual cycle. Then consistently do it for at least 3 to 6 months to be able to know the average number of days your cycle takes. And that's all. And I hope it's helpful and useful to you and everyone. So my health champions, kindly share this video to everyone that you know that they might need it. Your sister, your friends, your girlfriend, your wife, your niece, and everybody around you. Share this video. Also, subscribe to our YouTube channel and watch out for our next video. Educator signing out, and we'll see you in our next video. Bye.